Hey folks, welcome back to the Talos Principle 2, where we are in the Grassland Ring, solving puzzles and exploring the mystery of this first area on the island near the megastructure. We've completed quite a few puzzles, 6 of the main puzzles plus 2 lost puzzles. We've found 1 spark and 1 star. We're going to go ahead and dive into puzzle 7 here. We want to try to get through 7 and 8, as well as investigating a number of question marks on our compass, and then making our way across the bridge to the tower to find out what that's about. We also haven't had a chance to speak to Alcatraz yet, the first officer, so if we can run into him and have a chat with him, get to know him a little bit, that would be good as well. All right, here we are in self-sufficiency. So we got a red gate there, a blue light and an RGB converter there. Interesting. We can see here the red light powers the fan. We can take the fan here to get ourselves into a couple of these places. Let's grab this. And this. So what do we have? We have an RGB converter and a connector. What are we trying to do? It looks like we're trying to power the fan to get up there. Okay. So we also have a raised platform here, which may be interesting. Let's see. So we're obviously going to need this here, and then we're going to need a red light from somewhere. Let's see. So in order to get a red light, we'll need to combine green and blue. So we could do something like this. But that does nothing, because as long as this is on there, it opens it. So we need to find a way to have that green light powered automatically without the connector being on the pressure plate. What else can we do? We've got a blue light in there. So like if we had red light here, we could power both of these somehow. So if we had the RGB converter here, we could get both of those, which would keep that open, right? And then we would have access to the blue as well. So let's see let's see if we can make that happen. So we bring this over, right? And we come right here and we go 1, 2, 3. And then if we had green as well, how would we get green? So like if we, I guess we could do it like this. So if we stand here for a second. Oh, wait a minute. We can keep this open, can't we? So we do 1, 2, 3 like that, and then crack this open by standing on it. That now holds itself open. We're sending green over. So we're sending green, and then if we get the blue as well. Is that all working? It looks like it is working. Yeah. That's powered everything, and we can now jump up to the top. Okay, that one was not that bad. Okay.
That was very smart, 1K. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound surprised. I mean, like, clearly you know what you're doing.
I want to get a little bit of a screenshot here. Let's just do something like this. Not bad. It's a little hard to move it slowly. There we go. That seems pretty good. All right, let's get a frame on it. Maybe pull out the field of view a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good. All right. There we go. Screenshot taken. That seems like a cool one. All right, let's get out of here. Now we want to go to 8 and then investigate the question marks before heading across the bridge to the tower. Let's see. 8 is left. We can see a couple of our... Where's 8? Over here? Okay. Where are our remaining exhibition members? Not expedition members. I would like to speak with Alcatraz before we cross the gate. All right, let's go do puzzle number 8 first. 8 is this way somewhere. Is that it over there? I see a purple door. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, here's puzzle number 8. This is going to be entanglement. All right, entanglement. So what do we got here? Red light in there. Solutions in there. We need to get a green light on that gate to solve. We've got a hexahedron in there. Green light to open that. All right. We've got an RGB and some other stuff in here. All right, let's start over here. Was there anything we can pull out of this? No, just the red light. Okay. Let's go like that and take a look in here. Huh. So, if we power this by powering on the green light, then the fan goes on. And presumably if we had the block, we could lift this into the sky and have it connect to a bunch of other stuff. For now, we can't do that. So, what can we do? We can get red. And there's blue. Oh, we've got the connector, and then we need the... Okay. So I think possibly we're doing something like this. So that we have access to blue and red over here. I think. Yeah. So we take blue and red, and we turn it to... We can't get to green yet there, but we can do this. So if we do that, that gets us in here for the hexahedron. Very nice. Fairly certain we want to bring this here. And then what? Then I think we reverse this. So we take this. We pop this down like so. So that's access to red. And then... How... We need red and blue to make green. I wonder if I can... So... There's nothing else in there. There's nothing else in there. So we only have these 3 elements to work with. We have the connector, the RGB converter, and that. The hexahedron. And I think we need this on there, but then how do we get inside? All right, so I think we have to take this over here and set things up first. Like this. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to connect it to this. And then this. And then this. And then pop it up here. And then we have to be careful to pick this up with the right button. And we connect it to red and set it down. And then if we step on this to open the gate, green powers up it goes. Okay. So now we have green up there. Could we... No, it still wouldn't be able to hit that from here. So what's the value of getting that lifted? If we move this connector... We lose the power to the... We lose the green beam, so we lose power. The fan shuts down. How would this work? So I can get this far, where that's floating in the sky. Is there anything else in here? Because this one we could probably have happen. I'm recording, right? Yeah, okay. Sometimes I'm not sure I've hit record on OBS and I have to double check. Is it possible that could hit that? I feel like it couldn't. Maybe it could. Maybe we'll try that. All right, so then need to bring this back over and reset this. So we're going to want to open all the green gates, I guess. Might as well get them all. Then we're going to connect to this for source, and this for source, and drop it there. Then we pick this up with the right button, connect it there, and plop it there. That should lift if I go stand on this right. Okay. Okay. And that doesn't, yeah, that doesn't hit there. So how am I going to get this to be self-sufficient? Oh, when it's up in the air, it can source red from directly over the gate. Okay, I get it now. All right, so we connect this to everything. 1, 2, 3. We connect it to the connector and directly to the source. Then the other source. Then we pop it up here. This comes over here and gets red to kick things off. We stand on this. I think if we pick this up now, yes, that stays. Okay, great. So now we can solve the puzzle. Great. Okay. I'm glad I caught that because that's one of the ones that in the first game, I could have like spent an hour running around here going like, I don't get it. I'm stumped, guys. But I managed to figure that one out. Okay. Let's use the progress wheel. So that's 8 + 2 puzzles completed.
Odd. 1K solved all the puzzles in this area, but nothing happened. There was a brief blip in the system, though. Maybe it'll do something later. There has to be some sort of point.
So we have to keep in mind the golden gate. At some point, something's going to open that. Plus, we've got a couple of question marks on the... I think, yeah. Here we go. We have a spark.
Monuments.
Oh, look, there's a green laser up there. Okay. Can we see, where can we see that from? Can we see that from in here? Hang on, I've lost track of it. Where is it? It's right there. There's a green laser. Can we see that puzzle from inside? I don't think so. Oh. But we can get up there, huh? That's interesting. Maybe I should take a ride? Because we can turn this off, right? Let's see. How am I going to do this? Let's reset this. Okay, so we'll take red from here. Oh, it's locked open now. All the gates are remaining open. That is very interesting. All right, so let's just grab some red. We'll grab some red from there and blue from there and power green. And then I think I interrupt the beam. And then... There we go. Now I can get up here. And we can just see the green one there. So if I had something I could carry with me to take the green... how would I do it, though? Because I need this to be powered on, and I need to, like... I kind of need to be up here to connect to it. So this has to be self-powered again. The problem is we can't connect it to the green unless we're up here. And we can't be up here at the same time as the thing is up here. We need to be able to see that. Well, if this is the place we do it from, I mean, one other thing I could do is I could jump from here maybe onto a wall. I could try that. I messed that up. Let's interrupt the beam and try again. Can I get over here? Oh, almost. So now we're getting into the advanced stuff, right? I remember this from the first game. You're like constantly trying to make stuff happen with jumps that are like not exactly easy. There we go. So I can get up on here and kind of take a look around. I don't know if we can see that from anywhere is the problem. Now we could raise it and then we'd have access to the green up there from another puzzle perhaps. Another place from which we could locate that and connect to the green there and then over there? Not sure. Is there anywhere else from where we can see? We can kind of see it from here, actually. Yeah, you know what? We can see it from here. So that's got to be the solution. All right, so we got to make this thing self-sufficient again. Let's turn this off. Let's pick this up. Let's add a connection here. And then plop this down right like that. And then send it up. Okay, so now we can take this one. And we can connect it. 1, 2. Almost. Hold on. I think that's... Yes. We've done it. What have we done? Is that the second star? The All-Gifted. Solve one Pandora monument.
Picked up the first stone. He did not do so to forge a tool. He did so to smite his brother.
That is the second star. We can see that in the upper left. So we've now found 2 lost puzzles, 8 main puzzles. We found a lost lab and 2 stars. So the only thing left is the gold puzzle. Perhaps by completing everything, then we've unlocked the golden door? Do we have any more question marks? There's a... Okay, that's a star. There's a question mark over here. I'm not sure what this is. And then somewhere on the north side, or what side would that be? Somewhere on the south side? The west side? I'm not sure. Somewhere over there is the Golden Gate. What is this question mark? Ah, here we go. Looks like a an artifact? No, it's a terminal. Okay, we haven't seen this terminal yet. All right, this is terminal Vala X3. L1C Lithrazer. Yeah, I'm very curious about Lithrazer. I'm not sure if they're still part of New Jerusalem or it seems like they were the 13th disciple, like the Judas maybe? Maybe Lithrazer is error 5358. But they were mentioned in one of the texts as being one of the disciples, but it was in the same text that mentioned there were 12. So it's like, here are the 12 disciples, and then it listed 13 people. So let's see what this says. Name Lithrazer. Author error. From Lives of the First Companions by Randolph 777. Lithrazer is perhaps the most mysterious of the First Companions, a wanderer and mystic by nature. He would venture far from New Jerusalem on his own, recording his thoughts as he explored harsh, distant lands. These recordings garnered him a group of devoted followers, to whom he tried to impart his wisdom. 5358, there's that number again. In the troubled time following the founder's disappearance, Lithrazer, is it Lithrazer or Liftprazer? I'm not sure. Lithrazer and his disciples set out on a journey to reach the opposite end of the world by foot. They've not been heard from since. That is interesting. That is really interesting. Now, without technology, how would they make more new humans? I don't think they'd be able to. You can only do that at the dam, right? In the current world? So they just set out on a journey of their own, a dangerous journey. How would they even recharge themselves?
There is a pleasure in arriving on this island. The pleasure of being the first to step foot here in hundreds of years. It is a genuine pleasure, and yet it is also banal. My presence here is of no more significance than that of every other animal. These rocks do not care who walks here, and the millennia between the presence of our ancestors and my brief journey are nothing to them. But even putting it this way is wrong. It is not that the rocks do not care. It is that in some sense they do not exist. I may stand in awe of the cliffs on the southern coast, but the cliffs cannot look back at me with contempt. They cannot do anything at all.
More philosophy. Yeah, something has changed here. Look at this. So 2 circles have been filled in. You know what? I didn't take that close a look at this. Let's look. We see an android with a cat standing in front of a terminal. Is that supposed to be Athena? Down here, we have another android seemingly instructing a group that could be Uriel at Gehenna, perhaps? Over here, we have the construction of geodesic domes. Is that the building of New Jerusalem? Maybe? And then, yes, that's the monument that we saw at New Jerusalem, I believe, with the commandments from the founder. So I don't know what it means that these 2 buttons have filled in, but we can't come to this door yet. We can't open it. We can see something beyond it a little bit. I don't know what's in there. I really do want to know, though. Okay. So we got something new here. Liftraiser. Guta says, so 1K found a recording of Liftraiser, and what an odd recording, too. I know he's one of the first companions, but I don't actually know that much else about him. Don't think I've ever seen him around either. Can someone explain? Niam, who's number 11, and one of those original disciples, the first companions, replies, Liftraiser always had an unusual perspective, even in the very beginning. He traveled a lot, sometimes leaving for years. He built a kind of mobile recharging station, so he didn't need to come back to the city as often, although it was quite risky as the solar panels had a tendency to break rather quickly. But he had no problem taking risks if he felt they were necessary, and exploration was necessary to him. Liftraiser would record his thoughts as he explored and then publish them when he returned. Over the centuries, he accumulated a group of admirers, or disciples if you prefer. In the period of crisis surrounding Athena's disappearance, they left the city, headed into the unknown, and we haven't heard from them since. Is the recording I found one of those he published back in the day? No, not as far as I can tell. Perhaps it's something he decided to shelve, or something he only shared with close friends like Athena. Guta, the thread founder, replies, thank you, that was informative. Alright. I want to talk to Alcatraz if I can. Let me trace down, or track down, my expedition members if I can. He's up top, or whoever this is that I'm looking at on the map, or the compass rather, is up top. So I think we have to go all the way to the front to track him down. This is Yakut we've spoken to. Somebody's over here. Way over here. It'd be sort of nice if you could tell from a distance which one you're approaching. Oh, that's a terminal. That's not what I thought. Oh, so we can't actually... Okay, so I can't actually see my companions on the compass. I can see the terminals I've found. That's what those blue hands are. There's Byron. I don't know where Alcatraz is, so... I'm not going to run around like a lunatic for an hour searching for him. We're just going to go to the bridge. And maybe they'll follow us. Maybe they'll meet up with us over here. Now, why won't that... That's interesting. It won't actually allow me to place it here. Alright. Is there some kind of hint, or... Huh. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I guess it has to end up lining up with that one? I'm not sure how you're supposed to know. Oh, you can select piece as well. All right, that, I guess that's right. Okay. That's not right. No. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, those
When
are...
I was booting up, I was terrible at the tetromino arrangers.
Those are actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying.
Well, we've made it to the tower. That's something. Let's take a look around. Not a lot of exterior here to access. We can't get up there, so yeah, we're just going in the front door, it looks like. Interesting architecture. It's basically hollow on the inside. There's like a data stream or a particle stream here?
Is that some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
Well, you know what we're gonna do. Dope. The Sphinx.
In the beginning, the gods shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who is closer to perfection, the creator or the created?
Okay, we have our first interview with the Sphinx. We've met Prometheus, we've met Pandora. Well, I don't know about met. And here is the Sphinx, the eternal riddler. The hell are you talking about, lady? The created because they came from art, not chaos. Neither, they cannot be compared. The creators because they came from nature, they are the same for they share the same breath, or neither because perfection is impossible. Anyone who creates cannot be perfect, because to be perfect is to be unchanging, to be unmoving. You can't be a changing thing and be perfect, so I like this answer. Perfection is impossible.
The man who lives on the plains imagines that the gods dwell on the mountaintop. But if he followed the steep road, he would see his shadow in the clouds beneath. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals. Was his theft justified?
Ooh. Was his theft justified? So we've got 5 answers here. Yes, because knowledge belongs to all. No, fire was not for humankind to have. Zeus did not create fire. It was not his to own in the first place. Yes, because parents should not leave their children helpless, or no, because knowledge must be earned, not given. Was his theft justified? Well, the way I see it, the story is not literal, right? It's a parable that explains not literally fire, but knowledge given to the next generation, if you will. Parents teach their children, right? As mankind evolved from its, hominid beginnings, they began to become tool makers. They learned things about the nature of the universe. They began to create tools and fire, and then they learned about electricity and computers and all that good stuff. So where does the story fit in that metaverse, in that paradigm, right? Why is some knowledge dangerous? Well, because it can be used to do harm. But the theme we're picking up on, both in the first game and in this one of the themes that's continuing here is that the individual and its outer shell of, city, society, world, universe, all of those things grow and change and hopefully mature over time, become more stable, become better citizens, if you will, of existence than they have been in the past. So the dangerous knowledge may indeed be given to the young and it may present a threat. It may be a danger. But without that knowledge, they cannot grow. Without the knowledge of what came before, they cannot grow and mature. So I would say yes. I would say Prometheus' theft was justified. Not because knowledge belongs to all. Not because it was up for grabs. In other words, you can't say that a parent doesn't own their own knowledge and has no... I mean, I'm stretching the metaphor here. But I think this answer makes sense to me. N1K. Parents should not leave their children helpless.
Children must learn to help themselves. Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean?
It's another parable for knowledge, right? The more you learn about the universe, the easier it is to create things like atomic bombs or whatever. But the hope that remains after you've unleashed all of that chaos and violence and danger is that even with all of that in the world, you're better off having the knowledge and having the chance to grow than keeping yourself cocooned in ignorance and being, stagnant. Hope may still be found if we're willing to look for it. Hope is itself an evil. We suffer, but we do not anticipate it. It's a blessing. Zeus intended for humankind to have hope. It should have been released. Zeus intended for humankind not to have hope, so it remains trapped. It's there at the bottom of the box. If you're going to take the knowledge of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or whatever mixed Christian metaphor you want to choose, you're going to introduce the possibility of suffering. But for those who are willing to work, to search, to look for hope, it's there. There is hope for the future despite all the bad things that happen in this world. I think this is my answer here.
Those who seek hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils. Creature of clay, you stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Guys,
What
look
the
at
hell is
string.
that?
The beam 1K activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That looks like a massive amount of power.
Wow.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are two distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
That is an interesting question. I would say, so I might have a different answer than 1K here. Because I played the first game, and I remember we spoke with Milton and Elohim, and at first they seemed to be recordings, and then later it was revealed that they were indeed sentient. The creature we just spoke to navigated us through kind of a branching path of questions, not really riddles. How does 1K perceive it? I think in his mind, this is somehow, in some way he doesn't understand, connected to the Founder's disappearance. And maybe the disappearance of Liftrazor and his disciples as well. What is this thing doing here? Why is it here? What is it for? Why are there puzzles? Why does it all sort of echo what we know about what happened to Athena in the simulation? It did seem to react to what he was saying. It seemed to have responses to our choices. Now, from my perspective, right, because it's a video game, I know that those are obviously programmed and scripted, but in the world, in the lore, in the perception of 1K, there was a meaningful response to the words he chose to say, to how he answered the Sphinx's questions. So to me, that seems like it would indicate to him that the creature was sentient. I think it was. It seemed to react to what I was saying.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's intelligent.
Let's assume for a moment that 1K is right, and it is intelligent in some sense. What really matters here is what it was trying to achieve by asking those questions.
I mean, he was trying to provoke us into thinking about these questions, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure it was testing me. Didn't feel really that threatening. I don't think a creature that powerful would be interested in annoying me. So yeah, I think it was testing me.
Testing you to what? See if you're worthy?
That's an interesting thought. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
I like a mystery. I do. That's why I'm here. Come on, Al, live a little.
That's the spirit. 1K, keep solving puzzles. The rest of you, as you were.
Okay. Wow. Very cool. So we got a massive energy gun here, spewing a green laser towards the megastructure. Very cool stuff. Amazing visuals compared to the first game. Really nice work they put in here. All right, let's head down. So we're basically done with the grassland here, aside from the golden door, which I think I should probably check one more time now that we've activated the tower. I don't think it's gonna be changed. I think that's a finish all the puzzles and come back kind of a thing, like all the puzzles in the game kind of a thing, but I'm not 100%, so we'll go check it out. And then we'll head over to the transport and go to the next area, whatever that may be. This was a good World 1. I quite enjoyed it. I felt like the puzzles were challenging, but not too hard for this early in the game. And exploration was rewarding. I do feel like the maps are a little bit on the big side, but maybe the compass will help us out. Maybe I did more than I really needed to. Although I found a couple things that weren't on the compass, I think. I need to get down from here. We are going to need to come back here, but I need to make one more check on that golden gate. What? How do I get out of here? Oh, I have to go out the door, right? Okay. Who are you? Oh, Yakut, you have something new to say?
Hey, 1K, how can I help you?
What do you think the towers are for?
Maybe they're for powering up the megastructure? Or maybe they just open it, like keys. Why? No idea. But aren't they gorgeous? Just incredible feats of engineering?
I agree. They're gorgeous.
I don't know who built this place, but whoever they were, they must have had a purpose. Making something so beautiful feels like a statement of intent.
Okay. Off we go. Yeah, the gate is still not solved. That's the only thing we haven't solved here.
I think we're done here for now. Let's head over to the next site.
Well, we could, and probably will. Let me just check this one more time. Has anything changed? No, it's still just the 2 circles. Okay. So a long run back, and then we'll hop in the transport and see what the next area is. I mean, it does show us that it's still unsolved, but we can't open it yet. Also, I don't know what the spark is for. We found one artifact, the tricycle, right? And we found a spark. But as of now, we don't know what those are for. We don't know what the stars are for either. In the hell is that? There's another thing here. Look at this. Is there a fan in here I can use to get... Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold your horses. Nope. Now we have...
I think you just picked up some kind of decryption key. Could try using it on those terminals inside the puzzles.
Terminals inside the puzzles? Prometheus spark. The mythological Prometheus was a trickster, and it seems his holographic equivalent has similar tendencies. These sparks seem designed to allow us to skip puzzles, a function which appears to run counter to whatever intent there is behind this place. Still, the terminals for using them are right there in the puzzle, so Prometheus must have some legitimate authority in all this. Sparks can be recovered by properly solving the puzzles. I see, I forgot. Okay, so the sparks are like free... They're not really hints, it seems. They're just like, oh, you want to solve this puzzle because you can't? Fine, you can do it for free. And then they're saying you can recover the sparks by properly solving the puzzle. So if there's one you just can't get, you can use a spark and just say, solve it, auto-solve it, and it'll auto-solve it for you. But you won't actually get the solution or a hint or anything like that. Interesting. Okay. So I don't know what happens if you collect all the sparks in the game. But in the first game, I managed to beat it without using any of the messenger altars. So I'm probably going to try and beat this game without using any of the Prometheus sparks. I think we are done here for now. Let's hop back in the transport and see what the next section holds. All right. right, Area 2, Wooded Plateau. A heavily forested plateau in the mountainous eastern part of the island supports a large deer population. 8 main puzzles, 2 lost puzzles, a gold puzzle, a lost lab, and 2 stars. Basically the same set of puzzles as Grassland's Ring here. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break here. When we come back next time, we'll head to Wooded Plateau and begin working on that area. Until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode and my puzzling skills. We'll see you next time. Take care.